Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to another random game of the day. Today we are playing Super Mario Land for the original Game Boy, although we are playing it on the Game Boy player, which is probably the best way for me to kind of record it. I guess I could use the Super Game Boy, but the screen's a bit smaller, so hopefully this turns out well. I've never actually recorded an original Game Boy game before. I think the only Game Boy game I've actually recorded is Pokemon Trading Card Game, and that was a very long time ago, although I could be forgetting a Game Boy game somewhere along the line. But anyway, for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you will know that this week is Original Game Boy Week. All 4 random Game of the Days this week will be original Game Boy games, and just kind of seeing the Game Boy take on some popular series. So like right now we're seeing just what the Game Boy version of Super Mario Brothers is like, and then for the other days we'll look at some other series and just kind of how they adapted to the Game Boy. So I didn't make a big announcement about video about it this time. I just posted about it on Facebook, and if you want to see that page, so you can see more updates like that in the future, you will find the link in the description below. So enough looking at the kind of demo, and wow, I accidentally pressed start a bit too fast there. So anyway, yes, we are playing Super Mario Land. Definitely a very interesting Super Mario Brothers game. There's this pipe that they put behind the beginning, and you can't go in it for whatever reason. People always think this game is kind of strange. It is one of the only Mario games out there to not have Miyamoto involved, which a lot of people always find really kind of freaky. Although, to be honest, that never really bothered me. I think it's kind of interesting to see someone else's take on the Mario universe, and I honestly think that a lot of interesting ideas actually did come from this game, and people usually kind of brush it off. It's like, oh, it's too weird. There's so many strange things in it, but I think that that's exactly what the Super Mario Brothers series needs. It needs more innovation. It needs more new ideas. And if anything, I think that they should be looking back at this game, seeing some of the things that were done with this. Because there are actually a lot of interesting ideas. And one thing that you'll notice that is different from most Super Mario Brothers games is that the fireballs in this game actually bounce off of things. And I think that's really cool. That's kind of an interesting spin on the usual fireball. So it still damages enemies just the same, but now you kind of get this bouncing effect where it has like anti-gravity. I think that's really cool. That's something. It's like, why don't they bring that back in another Mario game? I think it'd be kind of cool to have a Mario game where, like, maybe still have the normal fireball power-up, but then have, like, a version that bounces off walls. Like, there's so many different things they could do to innovate the Mario games these days, although they always seem to stick to the same things. Like, one interesting thing... Oh, yeah, the fireball even picks up coins. How cool is that? One interesting thing about this Mario game in particular is that it doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I mean that is so cool. I'm so sick of every single new Super Mario Brothers game having the exact same worlds, all the exact same themes, because it always takes place in the freaking Mushroom Kingdom. Why not have Mario go to a completely different place? Like, when he went to Isle Delfino in Super Mario Sunshine, or... I mean, when he went in space, that was okay, although I guess it kind of got repetitive, because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is like, he's in space again, for some reason. But I mean, like, this is a completely different kingdom from the Mushroom Kingdom, so you see so many different things here that you, like, don't normally see. Like, for, like, the 500th time you're running through a game that takes place in the Mushroom Kingdoms. I mean, really. Like, a new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, I have nothing against it. I actually thought it was quite a decent improvement over a new Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I found to be really bland, but still, all of the exact same world themes were there. 90% of the music was even the same. I mean, in like the demos and stuff like that, they really tried to impress people by saying, oh look, like the main level theme is a bit different and the athletic theme is different, but all the other themes were the same. I mean, the overworld theme was kind of a new thing. And I really liked how in New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, like the overworld was all connected. I was so sick of like the individual worlds that all the other new Super Mario Brothers games have had. But what's it called? I mean, all the other level themes were the same. The castle theme was reused from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The underground theme has been the same forever. I mean, yes, some people might say, well, it's iconic. They don't need to change it. But I mean, Super Mario World had a different underground theme, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I don't see why they can't just stop being lazy and create a new one that's just as good as the old one. I mean, I don't think anyone's not going to buy new Super Mario Brothers game because they changed the underground theme. But I mean, the Ghost House music was the same, the desert music, all of the music other than that was the same. And it's just kind of ridiculous that, I mean, the level design, I have to admit, is a huge step up, but still, just need more creativity. We need some new world themes, and we need some new music. And I think that, if anything, they could look to they could look to Super Mario Land for that. Because this game actually does have a lot of interesting ideas, and some, like, enemies that you'll never ever see again. Like, why not bring back some of these enemies instead of just Koopa Troopa and, like, another version of the Koopa Troopa and all that? And it's like, look to this game for a bit of inspiration. There's nothing wrong with this game. Yes, it's different, but it's definitely not bad in my eyes. And yes, so I think that's enough ranting about current Mario games. Let's actually talk a bit more about Super Mario Land. As you've probably noticed, Koopa Troopas, when you stop with them, instead of having a shell that you can kick around, in this game, they like kind of form into a bomb, which will eventually explode if you don't get it out of the way fast enough. One-ups are represented by hearts in this game because since the Game Boy only had a couple of colors to work with, a couple of shades of gray, it would be very hard to make a mushroom, like make a distinguishable power-up mushroom and then make it obvious that like what the one-up mushroom was. It's not like one of them could be red and one of them could be green. So to solve that problem, they just turn the one-up into a heart, which is actually pretty good. These platforms fall, and they're kind of tricky because they fall like really quick, so you have to have really fast reflexes, and I accidentally kind of just touched the side of it. So now we're not going to be able to get to the door at the top. When you get to the door at the top, you have to play a bit of a bonus game where you can earn some lives or a fire flower power-up, but since we can't reach it now, we can just go through the door at the bottom, which really doesn't matter. I don't think we're going to have too much issue with lives or power-ups in this game, but we'll see, because it does definitely get a bit tricky near the end. Surprisingly, I actually don't know too many people who have beat Super Mario Land, despite the fact it's actually a really short game, and there's even secrets, like this one right here, so don't go to the right, just kind of hit that block, and you have an elevator which takes you to the top of the screen. But I mean, overall, Super Mario Land is a very short game. It is quite possibly the shortest Mario platformer ever made, at only 12 levels long. So I mean, even like the original Super Mario Brothers was like that. Was longer than that. Although, overall, it's not uncommon to see Game Boy games that are fairly short, and especially if it's like a Game Boy version of a game that has like a series on like a real console. I mean, not Game Boys, of course, a real portable console. I mean, of course, the Game Boy counterpart of a game of a series will usually be a bit shorter than if it was on like a home console. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. So it's destroy you, and darn it! There's a secret right here which I was just about to show off, and it's funny because every time I play this game it happens. If you hit one of these two blocks, there will be another invisible, what's it called? Elevator block, and then when you stand on that it will take you to the top where you can get into that pipe. I always get hit by that guy every single time I play this game. I mean, it's actually been quite a while since I've played this game, although I do like it quite a bit, so I do remember most of the stuff about it, although there probably will be some things I don't remember, like there's some secrets that are hidden and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, I really like this game. I mean, when was the last time Mario went through like a really pyramid kind of cave thing? I mean, yeah, there's always a desert world in Mario games, but when was the last time he actually went through a pyramid? I mean, he goes through kind of like underground desert areas, but they're just not the same. This is kind of a really cool area. I really like some of the kind of areas and themes that they have in this game. I mean, what the heck is this thing? I don't even know. It's kind of like rip-off Bowser, pretty much, but the Sphinx edition. And man, I kind of really blew that one, although I killed him anyway. So there you go, World 1 down. So yeah, this game only has 4 worlds, and there's only 3 levels in each world. So yeah, we just knocked off a quarter of the game in less than 10 minutes. So we're not going to have too much trouble getting to the end of this in about half an hour, I would think. We'll see how that turns out. So yeah, there's only 12 levels overall, and there's 9 more to go. Although overall, I really like this game. I think it's pretty cool. I do think it has some interesting ideas. So yeah, instead of saving Peach, you're saving Daisy. I mean, man, like, wouldn't that be awesome? A Mario game that isn't focused solely around saving Peach? The funny thing is that usually the Mario RPG games are good for that, where saving Peach isn't usually just the sole purpose of the story, but and I was really looking forward to Paper Mario for the 3DS, but Miyamoto's all like, nah, why bother having a unique story? Let's just make it so that Mario has to save Princess Peach. I mean, everyone waits for the Mario RPG games because, of course, the gameplay is usually good, but people want it. Darn it, kind of slipped off the edge of that one. I believe that's our first death, but I mean, people want an interesting story from the Mario RPG games, but then Miyamoto's just like, nah, who needs story in a video game? Just like make it the typical save Princess Peach thing. No one's gonna mind. I'm really disappointed by that because I really like the Mario RPG games even though, I mean, obviously there's a lot of RPGs out there that do have, darn it, it's really kind of tricky. The controls are a bit slippery in this game. I mean, of course I could play if I was really cared about story. There's a million other RPGs out there. Man, I forgot you could actually jump on those guys. It definitely does not look like you can jump on them with, like, the biting mouth and stuff like that. But, I mean, still, it would be nice. Like, you hope that Mario RPGs have a good story, and then Miyamoto comes along and is like, Paper Mario Sticker Star doesn't need a really good story. So pretty much the whole story is collect some things and then go to Bowser's Castle and save Peach. And it's definitely not what I was hoping from 3DS Paper Mario. And man, that one platform is destroying me. I guess I'm actually going to take my time with it this time. I actually didn't even get the mushroom last time, because I am too busy talking in this video. I have too many things to say about the Super Mario Bros. Series, and I guess it's kind of starting to sound like a rant, although I don't hate Super Mario Bros. By any means. Although I definitely do think that the series needs some more unique ideas, and that, new Super Mario Bros. Games, they could be really good. I mean, people would stop complaining that it's just rehash after rehash after rehash if they, the worlds weren't always the same, and the music wasn't always the same, and the graphics weren't always the same. I mean, make things a bit different, and things would be a lot more fun. Super Mario 3D Land wasn't too bad, but again, still, save Peach, Mushroom Kingdom, same world themes. You can think of better things than that, but I mean, they don't need to, because they know as soon as they slap Mario on it, people are going to buy it, so they don't need to waste their time thinking of unique ideas. I mean, so it's kind of sad in that way, but overall, I'd love to see some new ideas for the Mario series. New enemies, new world themes, new music, just new everything, and I think that people would be a lot happier with the series instead of just saying, oh, it's just another rehash of a rehash of a rehash. Yeah, but anyway, I think that's the end of my rant for now. But yeah, just make Mario games, make it go to another kingdom, or Delfino Isle, or something like that. Just somewhere that's not the Mushroom Kingdom, with new locations and new ideas, and Mario will be a lot more fun than he has been lately. Although, like I said, I do have to admit that I did really enjoy New Super Mario Bros. U, just because they really raised the difficulty, and overall I thought the level design was very good. Unlike some Mario games as of late, which had really linear, not so interesting level design. Okay, so let's see. So unfortunately we cannot hit that question mark block because we are not Super Mario, but can we make this time? Yes, we can! 4th level down! Made quite a few mistakes at the beginning there, although as soon as I took a few minutes and actually waited, things turned out quite well, so let's see. I like getting the Fire Flower. I don't really care about lives. I probably should be going for the ×3, but I just like getting power-ups. I don't know, or maybe I'll get the ×3 this time. We'll see. There we go. I'm actually pretty good with timing that, surprisingly. Might as well get some lives just in case. I don't remember if this game gives you a continue or not, actually. Let's see. Is this a mushroom? Yes, it is. There we go. We got that. Okay, so this level has kind of an interesting trick to it. Okay, so let you explode. Don't want to accidentally get hit by that. Oh, I actually thought for a second you could not go down that one. Okay, so you want to go up here and get these coins first before you break this block. Because as soon as you break this block, it's pretty much actually... I guess that's a lie. As a kid, I always used to think it was impossible to get up here after you broke that block, but... as a kid, I was not as good at video games as I am today. Man, as a kid, a lot of things were different. One of my most, horrorful Game Boy memories is that, I always had my Game Boy in my room, and my sister always wanted to play my video games. And I was always like, no, please don't touch my games and stuff like that. Because, I mean, you never know what she's going to do to them. And of course I had the Pokemon games. And my parents never really understood, man, they just look at me and be like, you're being so mean not letting your sister play with video games. I mean, you're just, the cruelest guy. So, I guess one day I was at school or something, and my sister was still quite young. I don't even think she had started school yet. She was, 4 years old. So they let her in my room, and she grabbed my Game Boy, and she played some Pokemon Blue, and she deleted my file, and I had 149 out of 151 Pokemon. I actually had Mew, which I had actually got from a promotional event. I was missing Tauros because it was freaking impossible to catch in the Safari Zone, and Electabuzz because I had the blue version, and you can only get Electabuzz in the red version. I actually had traded with people from all over the place. I had gone on trips to the U.S. where I was staying in a hotel, and I'd meet a kid down at the swimming pool or something like that, and I would actually say hey, you have Pokemon, and then we'd trade after we went swimming. It was just phenomenal, the things I actually did with that. So yeah, my sister gets hold of the game, and she somehow manages to delete the file, and my parents learned a valuable lesson that day about why my sister should never be allowed to touch my video games. And luckily we never had a situation like that again. Although it is still a shame that that data got erased. Although knowing how faulty freaking Pokemon game batteries are, I wouldn't be surprised if the battery in that game was dead by now anyway. I haven't played my Pokemon games in a very long time. The older ones anyway. Anyway, so let's see. You can definitely use this block here to kind of just get a head start and get up to here instead of using those falling blocks, which is a trick I normally use. And there we go, level 5 down! But yeah, Another thing, I remember for the longest time, I never really realized the kind of color code that Game Boy cartridges follow. Where gray Game Boy cartridges means that it was a really original Game Boy game, and that the colors were always kind of set up to just be 4 different colors, and that those games would work on any version of the Game Boy. And then you had the black cartridges, which you could play on an original Game Boy, where they would be just in 4 colors, although if you played them on a Game Boy Color, the game would actually be fully in color. And then you had the cartridges which were kind of clear and see-through, kind of greenish clear, and those were, you could only play them on Game Boy Color, and those were in full color. It never really mattered to me, because my first Game Boy actually was a Game Boy Color, so it was never something which I really had to worry about. And yeah, this is probably something I should mention. We are in a submarine! I mean, man, look at that! Mario needs to ride in more submarines, and I forgot that when you blow up that guy, he, like, spews out a whole bunch of, dangerous dots, so kind of have to avoid those. But yeah, the trick here is blow up enemies, break the blocks so that you don't get crushed by the scrolling screen, and all will be good. I guess some things from this game kind of got transferred over to the Wario Land series later. Like you'll see in Wario Land games, there's levels where he'll be in a submarine. I believe that was Wario Land Shaker for the Wii, where there's a couple levels actually where you're in a submarine. Because it's interesting that Super Mario Land 3 was actually Wario Land. I don't know why they didn't just call it Wario Land. I guess they figured no one would buy it if it was just Wario Land. So for the first Wario Land game, it was actually a Super Mario Land game, and then after it did well, I guess they considered that Wario Land was worthy of being its own series. And that's kind of how that worked. This guy right here, you actually don't have to kill him. You can just go to the bottom there and break those blocks, but it's pretty much easier to just kill him anyways. It's not very easy to get down here while he's still alive. And there you go, 2 worlds down. Again, less than 10 minutes for that one too. Things definitely will start to get a bit more difficult, but overall, it's not a super hard game. But again, just that crazy world theme. I mean, like, what was that? Like a mechanical swamp, which ended with a random submarine level? I mean, Mario definitely needs to try out some new ideas, because the submarine level is actually quite fun in this game. So, I mean, it's definitely not super normal, but still, I mean, like, for a Mario game, but it's a lot of fun. And of course, Daisy, it wasn't Daisy, and in case you didn't figure this out by now, we probably won't be seeing her until the final world. Okay, anyway. What do I want here? How about another 3-up? And darn it, that's the gimmick with the ladder. Although, I mean, I don't mind the fire flowers. I think I was only Big Mario, so getting a fire flower is still an improvement. But yeah, the ladder, kind of have to pay attention to where that lands too. And man, these guys are just like the weirdest enemy. But I mean, again, I guess those are kind of like red Paratroopas, but they're not, because it would have been too much work to make them look like a Paratroopa. But overall, very interesting kind of graphical direction for this game, I think. A lot different than other Marios, and man, just look how fast and slippery that was. I pretty much had I just pressed left and then pressed right, and you went flying into that Koopa Troopa. Alright, let's find out where the mushroom is hiding around here, because I definitely could use some power-ups. Alright, there's the mushroom. There's some falling platforms here, although it's safer to just jump over them. You never know what might accidentally happen. We are introduced finally to bullet bills, although the only bullet bill launchers in this game actually come out of pipes, and you will see that. And man, this is a tricky bonus room. It actually spikes in the bonus room. What kind of evil bonus room is this? Alright, so we're back out here, and that bullet bill launcher is mysteriously gone. Although I'm not going to complain about that. Let's see what else we got here. So we got some coins. Go up here. Oh yes, okay. So yeah, basically this game takes place in the land of Sarasaland. Oh, sorry, not Sarasaland. Sarasaland. And it is made up of 4 kingdoms. The first world was known as the Birabuto Kingdom. Second world was known as the Muda Kingdom. And man, that was just the worst jumping ever. This world is known as the Easton Kingdom. Which is kind of interesting. I always used to read it as Eastern. I don't know why, considering there's definitely not an R in the name. And man, I really failed at that platforming earlier, which is kind of silly. I'm actually not 100% sure why they put coins down there. I mean, your initial reaction is probably, you can jump down there and there's some kind of secret, although I guess that's probably just for if you have a fireball. You can collect those coins, but overall, it's a pretty dangerous and devious trap. Anyway, I believe there's a mushroom in one of these, hopefully? No, there's not. And kind of inside the bullet bill line. Whoa, I forgot about that guy. He's pretty fast. Kind of a tricky enemy out of nowhere there. Although luckily we pretty much start right where we died. And we still have 12 lives, so we're still in very good shape. We're beating this game pretty much no problems. I mean, of course we've had a few deaths, but nothing I would consider a crisis so far. We're pretty good. The next level can actually get quite tricky just because of the structure of it, and again, the controls are a bit slippery, so it can be hard to kind of not go flying into holes sometimes by accident. I believe we have the end of this level coming up here, and I don't know how I did not get hit by that. Okay, so let's see, jump over all you guys, because I really am not too concerned by you. Here the gimmick is rocks come out of places, and if you are patient, you can ride along them and get over the spikes safely, although in that first case there, I obviously was not patient enough. Although, oh well, we had that hit, so we might as well use it. So you get on you here. Ride all along these spikes, and maybe jump up here, and whoa, okay. Gotta be careful there. Jump up onto here. We should be just about at the end now. I believe it's right up ahead. Right here. Actually, no, we still have a little bit more to go over here. You don't really need the rock, although I guess it's kind of convenient, although if we do ride it, I guess we can get up onto this thing here. Darn it! Oh, it comes back. Very nice. No, 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 no. Yes! Yeah! Very good, and yes! Let's go for the fire flower this time, because I need a power-up pretty badly. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, a lot of time left over that time. And there we go. Many people would probably go for the lives, especially since this is a fairly tricky level. But overall, it's not too bad. I mean, man, when was the last time Mario fought off spiders in, like, a dark, evil cave with waterfalls in the background? All you ever get is that boring, like, blue, like, palette cave, like, dirt tile set in every freaking Super Mario game, and I'm really sick of that. I'd like to see some actual atmosphere in a Mario game. Maybe not so cartoony, but I mean, Mario is definitely not the most serious game, but I mean, it would be interesting to actually see some new atmospheres and kind of level, like structures created for the Mario universe. That, I believe I missed an elevator somewhere, so not actually 100% sure where I missed it, although I guess it's... Oh yeah, another thing I guess I never really mentioned, though, it's kind of obvious, is that you cannot go back in this game. It has the Super Mario Bros. 1 kind of screen scrolling, which prevents you from going to places. Again, another kind of pipe up there. I do not remember how you get to. Unless it is actually here, maybe. But there's a secret that you can hit with one of these blocks. There we go! Alright. I'm actually not 100% sure what's down this pipe. Ugh, okay. Oh, and we got a massive bonus room, which is pretty cool. Full of, like, tons of coins. I don't know if any of these blocks actually contain anything. I'm actually not even 100% sure if I've ever been into this bonus room before. It's a kind of crazy bonus room. There's lots of coins, lots of breakable blocks. So let's see. Do any of them have anything? I don't actually believe they do, but I have to check just because I will be annoyed if I miss, like, a 1-up or something, because I did not check all the blocks. Ah, darn it! This game, you'd actually, like, you don't have to be very close to a pipe to accidentally go in, and man, that is a kind of very narrow platform to stand on, and it's kind of difficult with this very slippery kind of controls. Darn it! Hit my head on that block. But yeah, overall, I accidentally went in that pipe because it's very easy to accidentally go in horizontal pipes in this game, man. These jumps just get trickier and trickier, and you can't rush it because you get freaking jumping spiders in your face. Alright, let's take it slowly. Slowly. Can't be too slow there because that's falling, and again, it's just so slippery. Alright, okay, good, good. Slowly, wait for you. No rush. Alright, good. This level is probably, I'd say, one of the most difficult in the game. I mean, I know a lot of people have difficulty with World 4. I actually like World 4 quite a bit. I think it's a pretty interesting world, and definitely a theme I would love to see come back in another Mario game, because it's just really unique. It kind of reminds me of one of the worlds from Super Paper Mario, although overall it's just a theme that we'll probably never see again, because it's just too unique for them to use in the Super Mario Brothers game today. But anyway, let's see here. Now we just have pretty much more waiting for boulders. Not super difficult, although again, with kind of the loose jumping and movement, it can be kind of tricky to land right on the boulders, and sometimes you'll accidentally miss and go into the spikes, which really sucks. Although luckily it did not happen to us. Please do not get killed by Koopa Troopas, that would suck. Just don't even deal with these things, just, it's not worth the hassle. Jump right over everything and get to the bonus door, yes! And man, a lot more time ago. I guess that's because we died like halfway through, so we got a bigger time bonus than we would have otherwise. Man, I'm probably going to regret not going for lives later on, but I just love Fire Flower in this game. It bounces off of all the walls. It's a really cool power-up. And now we have an outside level which strangely plays the cave music. Never really understood that one, although this definitely is not a super easy level either. And maybe I should have been going for those 3-ups. I'd probably have like 30 lives by now if I had been. And if I also had not been making stupid mistakes, although again the controls are a bit weird at times, so not always super easy to do everything right. And man, the exact same bonus from we had earlier. I guess I'll probably just get just enough coins to get an extra life. I'm obviously not going to hit every single block this time. Or maybe we'll actually get to see what's in that block that time. I pressed A really early, although still, you just get sucked into that pipe way before you think you actually would. I believe one of these has an extra life, so we might as well find it. There we go. Oh, whoa, I had no idea what I was trying to do there. I was jumping, I meant to take back the jump, but then I was a bit late, and man, that was just bad playing right there. Although, I guess we can probably go up here and get this extra life as many times as we want. Unless you make a stupid mistake like that. So I was about to say it's like having infinite lives, although I guess there's always the chance that there'll be some kind of act of stupidity on behalf of the player there. Okay, so let's see. Although again, I do kind of blame it on the slippery controls because this game, it definitely doesn't control like pretty much any other Mario game I've ever played. We got this bonus room, which is not too tricky. The trickiest part is that if you go for these coins down here, sometimes you'll botch this jump and go into those spikes, although luckily it did not happen in that case there. And there's an invisible block, although I don't think you actually need it. If you do a kind of a running jump, I wasn't expecting that platform to go under there. So yeah, basically that invisible block is not needed. So the key to this level is clearly patience, and I am a patient person when it comes to video games. You have seen me. Many people have probably seen me play Superman 64, but overall, when it comes to moving platforms, I just hate waiting for them to come back. I always want to anticipate the jump, and half the time it messes me up. Alright, let's get this mushroom. Alright. Okay. We've got this. We have another boss here, though I don't believe you actually ever killed this boss. You just kind of need to jump on the rocks and then jump over him. Although since we could, we took the hit and kind of just ran right through him because why not? Pretty much quite a bit easier that way, actually. And I didn't want to risk dying, so might as well just take the hit in that case. To me, it always looked like Daisy had a mustache there. I don't know if it's just me. I guess it's supposed to be her mouth, but really, it looks like she has a mustache. And this time she turned into one of those creepy jumping spiders, which is pretty crazy. And now, last world, 3 levels to go. Just in case, I think I'm going to go for the 3-up this time. So, why not? It never hurts to have too many lives in the end here, although it would be nice to have that fireball. Now just look at this. You have like Japanese bamboo forest land. This is so cool. I mean, the music is awesome. Just the whole theme and idea I think is really cool. I think this is something that they should revisit. In the next Mario game, Mario should have to go to Sarasaland, rescue Daisy, and go through all of these really cool themed worlds instead of the usual freaking grassland, desert land, water land, poisonous forest land. Like, let's see some new things for once. I think this is really cool. And this is the Chai Kingdom, the last kingdom in this game, containing the last 3 levels. So overall, Nintendo, please put some new ideas into your next new Super Mario Bros. Game. I'm actually really interested in seeing what the next 3D Mario game is going to be. I swear it better not be Mario Galaxy again. And I'm also really hoping, whoops. As fun as 3D Land is, I hope that stays on the DS and they don't bring that to consoles. I hope to see like a new Mario Sunshine-ish game. I mean, I'm not saying I hope it has like the water mechanic, and I've never really understood the people who say that Mario Sunshine's a weird game, considering it's exactly Mario 64, except now he has a new attack. I mean, every character gets new attacks every now and then, so I never thought the game was that weird, but overall, I just hope it's a new game with a lot more exploration than Galaxy had. And with a lot more than just you're in space and you're going from random planet A to random planet B to random planet C to random planet E. And yeah. Anyway, enough ranting about Mario Galaxy. Anyway, let's just continue on. Here we have mountains in the background. I mean, this is just such a bizarre theme for a Mario game, and yet I love it. It works surprisingly well. And And there is a star up there. Although I think I kind of got it off screen, unfortunately. Fortunately, I have not gotten the power up in a while. I have been avoiding some question mark blocks just because they're kind of difficult and I'll probably die if I go after them, but overall, probably just safer that way. Let's see if I hit that again. Might as well just try and get that. Oh, it goes through the... It went through the blocks. I actually was not expecting that. So now we can kind of just go through everything. Although again, if we're too fast, we'll probably end up causing our own demise. We don't need any of this stuff. Actually, I could use that. Although overall, we just ran by what would probably be a somewhat difficult part of the level otherwise. There's quite a few things to dodge there that we kind of just ran through. Let's see, is this a flower? Yes it is. We finally have firepower for the first time in this world, which is pretty nice. I might as well get some coins. I don't know if we'll actually ever get enough to get another extra life. I don't know how many coins there actually are throughout the rest of the game. And man, this world just throws enemies at you all over the place. And I love that about this world. It's not afraid to just spam bullet bills and other random enemies all over the place. And there you go, World 4-1 down. Need to take a drink in between these levels. I am talking way too much about Super Mario Brothers and how Miyamoto should do his job. Anyway, I don't think we're gonna burn through 12 lives. I want firepower, so I am going for freaking firepower. Darn it! Oh well, 2 lives is good too. You never know when you're gonna need them. Another pipe behind the entrance. Actually, I believe this might be an exit pipe. I think there actually might be a pipe somewhere that takes you backwards. Although, don't quote me on that. And darn it! I should definitely have had enough momentum to land on top of you and not in, like, your backside. Darn it! Oh! I pressed left just a little bit. It's amazing how much Mario will move to the left after, like, just barely tapping the button. Okay. Blow up! So basically, I just burned through those 2 lives I got for free. Although, to be fair... Whoa! Okay. If I had got that fire flower, I definitely would not have died from that Koopa Troopa the second time there. Okay, man, this is just, like, the weirdest... And I never would have guessed that you could actually jump on that guy. It looks very, like, a very hazardous enemy that you would not want to kind of touch. Here we have kind of an area where we can only access if we are Super Mario, otherwise we would have had to take the tedious underneath path. Although it's not that bad, I suppose. This level, the first level is a lot more kind of going through the forest, and this level is kind of like exploring a fortress, which I find really cool. I like that kind of progression in this world. It's an interesting idea. It's definitely kind of unique and not super bland. And I took a hit a little bit, we got another hit back right there. Here are kind of the Roto Discs, which were introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3. Surprisingly, this game actually did come out after Super Mario Bros. 3, despite the fact that it looks kind of primitive to it. Although, again, it is a Game Boy title, so it's not going to have a lot of the things that I guess the console titles would have. And darn it! All I needed to do was just squeeze by you and I would have been invincible, but I had to screw it up. I guess it was a good thing I did get those 2 extra lives after all, although with only 2 levels to go, I think we should be okay. The next level is actually quite easy too, so... as long as we can make it by this level, I think we should be fine. I actually don't think the final boss is too hard, and darn it! I jumped, and then I botched it, and then I tried to recover it, although it did not work out super well. Alright, we need to get this star over here. We just need that safety, and whoa, okay. Starting to get a bit worrisome here. I really do not want to get game over. I mean, we have 8 lives. Actually, I believe you get a 0 in this game, too. So we actually have 9 lives. I hate that. Not knowing if a game gives you a 0 life or not. Man, let's just commit suicide now. Why not? It's always really stressful, because, I mean, you could have, like, one, like, the life counter could say 1, and you're like, oh, man, I can't die, and then you die, and then you're like, oh, man, I hope it has a 0, I hope it has a 0. Why can't all, like, I think that the best thing to do, man, I thought it would bounce at least a little bit. I believe the 0 life is stupid. I mean, I guess if it's extra lives, it makes sense, because if you have 1 extra life and then you have 0 extra lives, although I just like it when the counter hits 0, it means game over, but games always flip-flop between that idea, and it can become very confusing at times. So anyway, this is a new checkpoint, actually, which is very good, because I was screwing up way too much back there. So let's see here. Let's not screw up. Here's another Roto Disc. Man, this level definitely does get quite difficult. I believe I mentioned that this level actually is a bit hard. No, actually, it was 3-2 I said was hard, although 4-2 is definitely not an easy level either. Luckily, it provides us with a nice mushroom there. Okay, let's not screw up. I'm just being impatient. Okay, that jump really scares me. Because I always forget when this platform is going to turn back. That's okay, we can do it. I always take a hit there, which kind of sucks, because I really use that hit elsewhere, but okay, we got it, we got it. We got it. Okay, okay, darn it. Almost forgot he was about to explode for a second. Not a good idea. Okay, just keep going, keep going. Don't run into that guy. Just be patient here. Don't fall into the bubbling lava thing. Lava water, whatever it is. And look at that! End of the level. As long as I didn't screw up at the very end there, which would have really sucked. Alright, we do not need firepower in the final level, and you will see why, so let's go for 3 extra lives! After we get all of these points that have absolutely no purpose. Although I guess it's kind of fun to see just how many points you can get. Hopefully 6 lives is enough. 7 lives, I guess, if we get a 0. And yes, we do not need firepower because we are in Mario's Super Airplane of Destruction. I would have liked that mushroom a lot because of that, but I missed it. And Mario's airplane can apparently not move as fast as a mushroom can. So I kind of missed it, even though I could swear I touched it and we kind of like flipped through it. Anyway, yes, welcome to the final level of Super Mario Land as we fly through the clouds, going towards the final boss of the game. And yeah, here we go. It's pretty much for all those scrolling shooter fans out there. Definitely interesting to kind of mix that genre with Super Mario Brothers, but overall, I really like this kind of still. You have the coins to collect, the blocks to destroy, mushrooms to grab so that you don't die in one hit. Overall, I like this level. I think it's pretty cool. Although I am kind of worried that we're going to die, although that extra life there was quite nice. Can you beat these things? I don't... Actually, oh yes, look at that, you can. These things do blow up with enough hits. Good to know. And man, there's a star there. I was not paying attention to that at all. Too busy paying attention to these sparky things that you can destroy. Which is kind of cool. Alright, let's see what we got here. Any more hearts hiding inside of these blocks? Because I would love to get some more hearts. Here's a power-up, although we don't really need it since... Okay, now we need it! Because I took a stupid hit there. And man, please do not... Ah, darn it! Luckily, we should have hit a checkpoint somewhere. Yes, right here. I suspected as much. To get this power-up. Then we have a bit of a maze to go through here. You cannot destroy these blocks no matter how many times you hit them. Just got to do our best to kind of squeeze through before we get crushed. And here is a very generous kind of spot to give you as many coins as you could ever need. And get an extra life through that. And here we have a really narrow passage. Oh man. They should have been paying attention on this one, although luckily nothing too difficult. Just in case you were sleeping, they put the same thing twice in a row. Very creative level design there. And spikes that you will never hit. I've always loved that. I mean, I don't think those spikes appear anywhere else in the game, and they are only placed in a spot where you will never actually be able to hit them. Kind of funny. Anyway, let's see. We got this here. We got more coins. Man, maybe we can even get another extra life. There are random fists coming out of those pipes. I don't know why they couldn't just use the normal kind of piranha plants there. And here we have the boss of the game, a random cloud that shoots out birds. Very creative boss design as well. Nothing very difficult here. Easy to dodge. And now we have the true final boss of the game. Whenever he decides to appear, Tatunga! Not Bowser, surprisingly. So yeah, look at that, another game. I mean, another thing that differentiates this from all the other Mario games out there, the final boss isn't even Bowser, although for a seasoned scrolling shooter player like me, this is a very, very easy final boss, although I can assume that some people might have a bit of difficulty with that. Although overall, that is how Super Mario Land ends, very basically. He's kind of shot him down, didn't even take a hit throughout the entire game, and she's stealing my 1-ups! No. Your quest is over. And unlike the in the original Super Mario Brothers, you don't get to press B on the title screen and start a new quest. I don't believe, anyway. And you get into Mario's super massive rocket jet of awesomeness, and they fly to the moon! Where they definitely don't have a honeymoon, so yeah. That's the end of Super Mario Land, everybody! Very interesting Super Mario Brothers game. And yeah, it's one that a lot of people just kind of look at. There you go. G. Yokoi, the guy who made the Game & Watch, was the producer of this game rather than Miyamoto, and I think he did a very good job. It's a strange game, but really, when it comes to Super Mario Brothers, I think that kind of new ideas and different things is what the series needs. So this is not a bad game. This is a game which does what I think other Super Mario Brothers games should do. create new locations for Mario to go, create new enemies, create new music, new world themes, and just overall, I think it would work really well, but I guess the system that you're using now works, so why put in the extra effort and change that? They'll get the money that they want anyway, so that's the thing. As long as they're getting money, they'll have no need to kind of redesign what they're doing. I guess it's kind of the don't redesign what doesn't need to be redesigned, or don't fix what's not broken, so, you know, kind of like YouTube's layout every 10 seconds changing. Although, overall, I think that Super Mario Brothers kind of, the way that the game works and the kind of scenario, and just the overall gameplay and kind of like story, could use an overhaul. We need some new worlds, we need some new kingdoms for Mario to travel to, and we just need a lot more things to differentiate each game from the past, from the previous one, I think. Huh! A lot to say. I believe we get stuck on the screen now for all eternity. Games used to like doing that. Oh, darn it. Every time I go to the title screen, I kind of hold start for a second and it just automatically starts the game, so there you go. We beat all of Super Mario Land and it did not take very long at all. Very short game. Well, like I said, surprisingly, many people that I know who have even owned this game have never actually beaten it. I guess they got game over, and I don't remember if you're going to continue or not. You might, actually. But yeah, so definitely an interesting game. If you have a Game Boy, go search for this game and play it. It's a pretty fun game. And yeah, there you go. That is the game in its entirety. I apologize, I realized this video kind of turned into a rant about Super Mario Brothers games, although it wasn't really a rant. It was kind of just, I think that Nintendo should look for some new ideas, and this game is definitely an example of some new ideas. So it'd be interesting to see a new Mario game these days that come out today that incorporated some of these ideas and even some other new ideas, but instead it's usually just more of the same graphics, same exact level themes, same music, same overall everything. So some new ideas would be cool. So it'd be interesting to see what Nintendo does for their 3D Mario game on the Wii U, and hopefully it does introduce some new ideas. Although I guess that is one of the things. Super Mario Sunshine introduced some new ideas, and many people hated it for reasons I still do not understand. Because like I said, it's Super Mario 64, but Mario has a new water pump attack. That's honestly all I can see when I look at Super Mario Sunshine. I don't understand why people say it was really, really weird, considering it's just a new attack, and video game characters get new attacks all the time, so I don't know, maybe I'm just missing something that a lot of other people see and I don't. But anyway, man, original Game Boy week, everyone. So the other 3 random game of the days this week will be gray cartridge adaptions, Game Boy adaptions of series that appeared on other consoles. So hopefully everyone will look forward to that. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.